Hi, this is Alken and welcome back to my channel. Well, you got an interesting story from the Gotham. It seems to be that the MTA has a change of heart about something they did 7 years ago, and it's costing them a lot of money. What are we talking about? Um, they banned alcohol ads from the subway. It was bringing in about $10 million a year, and they decided to ban it because these advocates thought it would be a good thing for improving the health of the community and stop underage drinking and so on. But it cost the agency $10 million a year. So you lost over $70 million a year for the next 7 years. And they're trying to bring it back, and the advocates are not very happy about it. Well, let's get into this, and I'll explain why I think they're ridiculous. This is from the Gotham. It says MTA banned alcohol ads for 7 years ago, citing health concerns. Now it wants the money. Yeah, but you lost $70 million in the process. Listening to these advocates, these are probably the same clowns that were advocating for the COVID nonsense too. So I don't really care much for them. They can pound sand for all I care. By Caroline Lewis. It was done today. It says New York City commuters could soon see ads for beers and other boozy beverages on the subway and buses, ending a 7-year ban by the MTA. Ads will now be allowed in various formats across the system, including on billboards, digital displays, and wrap around the shuttle train between Times Square and Grand Central Terminal. According to the MTA documents outlining changes to the policy, the transit agency banned alcohol ads in 2018, citing public health concerns. Yeah, right. The new policy, which the MTA board voted on last month, allowed for the limited common sense exceptions to the ban that will bring in additional revenue from the advertisers, such as restaurants and entertainment venues, said Kyla Schwartz, a transit agency spokesperson. Allowing ads for alcohol could generate an additional $7 to $10 million a year in revenue to support the $20 billion transit system, according to an estimate that the MTA board member Hina, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, cited at a meeting of the board finance committee in June. But here's where all the clowns are coming out of the woodworks. But advocates have spent years organizing to get the MTA board to institute the ban, which was a stupid idea to begin with, and they didn't find any way to replenish this money that they lost. An alcohol ad said it's a public health issue, and eating restriction could reverse progress on combating underage drinking. This is not their problem. It's a you problem. You problem. That means you fix that. And it's not a they problem. It's a you problem. Those who punish or push for the ban also urge that the time that the advertising unfairly targets certain communities of color. Another BS. I mean, if the train is in Rockaway and it goes to 27, you automatically saying it's targeting colored people. Please. It's nonsense. All you did was cost the agency a lot of money. We testified and we were there on the day that the MTA board made the momentous decision to ban ads, and it was truly public health victory. I don't call it a victory at all. Says this Irene Abbott, Executive Director of Staten Island Partnership for Community Wellness. Yeah, but did you bother to find a way to replace the money that the MTA was losing? No. You gotta put anti-alcohol ads on the trains and buses instead, but no. Abbott's group was part of the City Coalition Public Health, whatever, faith and community groups that fought for the ban on alcohol advertising. She and other advocates said that they are now organized to get the restriction on alcohol ban fully restored. No, and now I'm going to say why at the end. The Interfaith Public Health Network, another wacko group, an umbrella group that formed in the wake of the successful campaign against the alcohol ads, is leading a protest outside the MTA board meeting Wednesday. Screw you. Alcohol isn't only product the MTA has kept out of subway ads over the years. The agency voted to ban tobacco ads in 1992, which I was against as well, and permitted ads for marijuana after it was legalized in New York in 2021. I'm not a big fan of marijuana anyway. The agency also restricted political advertising and ads deeming overly sexual, which is costing the agency thousands and millions of dollars. The MTA said they will have guardrails in place to prevent young people from being exposed to alcohol advertising. Billboards with alcohol ads won't be allowed within 500 feet of schools, playgrounds, and places of worship. Digital display throughout the system will not show alcohol ads when students are typically commuting to and from school between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. and on weekdays and mornings, and 2 p.m. 5 p.m. on weekday afternoons and school is in session. Digital advertising allows to add the limitation that brands and advertisers may not target a particular community by ensuring the ads are randomized. Jessica Lizard, deputy chief of the transit agency, said the MTA board finance committee meeting. Critics said the new policy will do little to prevent kids from seeing ads. It's not my problem. It's a you problem. You try to fix that in your communities, or you can run anti-alcohol ads on the buses and subways. Just banning the ads, and then you have not found any way to compensate the MTA for banning these ads for 7 years. You cost this agency up to $70 million or more. And I'm going to explain why I'm mad at these groups afterwards. We appreciate the guardrails, but we know that young people are taking public transit all through the day, Abbott said. All through the day? Are they on the train at 1 a.m. in the morning? That's part of the day, isn't it? A substantial bottle of evidence linked exposure to alcohol advertising to underage drinking. They're going to drink anyway underage no matter what you do, because it's in the movies and it's on TV. It's on all other places besides the subway and the buses. But you don't get rid of those things. No, because your friends in Hollywood will not support you. Sean Haley, an associate professor in the Department of Health Policy and Management at CUNY School of Public Health, said the research in the relationship between the two is some of the strongest evidence we have in public health. So what? From the public health perspective, it makes no sense to erase the ban on alcohol ads. Screw you. And he said, adding he is gobsmacked by the decision. Yeah, gobsmacked. It should be more like it. Schmack. Dumbass. These people are dumbasses, you know. I'm sorry. Haley noted that the MTA vote comes at a time when multiple factors have led young people to drink less, and public health officials are increasingly sounding the alarm about health risk of drinking. A U.S. Surgeon General report released this year identified alcohol consumption as the leading cause of cancer. Whoopee! MTA board member Neil Zeckman acknowledged at the June Financial Committee meeting that many of the current board members may not be familiar with the history of the effect to ban alcohol ads. Another board member, I cannot pronounce the name for anything, who was president of the vote in 2017, expressed some misgiving about the new policy and urged the MTA to keep the ban original intent in mind. No. You are losing $10 million. You are running $1 billion in deficits. You need every penny. You do not give in to these clowns, because when you get into these clowns, they continue to do more and more damage to the system. Ultimately, we're a public agency and we play a role in what the message the community receives, and I think we should take that role seriously. Nah. her colleague, whoever the heck it is, I cannot pronounce, point out that there are places where people can get off the subway and immediately see alcohol ads, yet we don't catch any of that revenue. That's right. They got other people who put alcohol ads elsewhere. You got it in magazines, you got it in newspapers, you got it on TV. Hey, people drinking on TV. I mean, have you ever heard of a show called Cheers? You want to go where everybody knows your name? Sam Malone? Everybody knows who Sam Malone is. Yes, the actor plays a fictional Boston Red Sox ball player who runs a bar called Cheers. So, the reason why I'm so pissed about this is when they cut the $10 million, where do you think they try to get the money from afterwards? They always screw the employees. When there's cuts, the employees are the one who pay for it. It's the very public who pays for this. I mean, 2018 is a year that I also retired from New York City Transit. And the first thing they did, after they gave me a certificate for retirement, when I turned in the tools and everything, we're going to cut you right off your health benefits. So now I got to pay out of my pension. And we couldn't go travel or anything like that because she has a problem with lupus. And we had to deal with that. And then we had to deal with the stupid pandemic and the move that we had to move from New York to New Jersey. All that cost money. And we couldn't go on vacation before she died. So the reason why I'm so mad at these advocates is they don't consider what happens when you take the money out of the transit system and you don't replace it. Somebody's got to make that put in that money from somewhere. And unfortunately, it is the employees who end up doing so, or the public, either higher fares, cuts in services, and so on. I mean, the alcohol ads, if you want to fight the alcohol ads, do it somewhere else. Don't be coming over here screwing with us. You already screwed us out of that money from the tobacco ads. And you didn't find a way to replace that. And then you top this stupid health concern on top of it. And I'm mad because of what happened in 2020 to 2023 with the COVID nonsense. All the masking and the 6 feet and use 15 days to bend the curve and all that other baloney that didn't do any good. Man, did more harm than good. And then the vaccine that now is saying it doesn't really work. It didn't stop the virus. Man, it made other health situation worse. But here they are. Oh, no, we don't want those ads back. Well, then find a way to put the money back. If you can't, sip it. I don't want to hear it. We want the money back. We don't want any more cuts to our benefits and other stuff because you have a problem with alcohol. We don't have the problem. You have a problem. You have a problem with your youth, with the alcohol. You're supposed to do everything else that doesn't interfere with us. We're not the part of the problem. We shouldn't be part of your solution either. We're trying to operate a mass transit system, but yet we're society's trash can for every other BS that you put out there. So no, I'm glad they're bringing the alcohol ads back. I'm glad they're bringing the money back. We need that money. And because of your nonsense, this is probably why you ended up with congested pricing. Then you're forcing people to pay $9 or more to get into the city below 59th Street. And then you're not even satisfied with that. You're trying to find more money. So, no, I don't agree with the advocates or the activists They can go kiss my ass as far as I'm concerned. The alcohol ads come back, the money comes back, and we'll see some improvements, hopefully, from this money. And if they don't like it, like I said before, they can kiss my ass. This is Alcan saying so long for now. Don't forget your stop. They have.